Chico. He provides homestead. My lovely wife Jerry's up here somewhere, and Riker and Raina are behind us. We just can't seem to get a break from the rain. It's rained every day for several days. We haven't got anything planted that wasn't already planted, like our horseradish root and our berries. So we're going to try to get some in the ground today. It's getting late, so we need to get stuff in the ground. We're just going to hope that it's not too muddy. We've had some wind since the rain came through last night. The rain hasn't stopped. The rain hasn't stopped, so I just keep babbling. The wind hasn't stopped since the rain did, so I think it's done well to dry the beds out. I want to show you here my redbud tree, which is mostly just for looks. We do forage a little. We pull some of the blossoms off in the spring, put them on oatmeal, and we've eaten a couple of the seed pods, but they're not really very tasty. But it's mostly for beauty, but the winds were so strong that it broke the top right out of it. So I hope it survives. They survive pretty well even when they're broken down. But I hope it makes it. And the straps on the coop kept it safe through those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So we're going to try to get some stuff done today. It's like we need to mow every 3 days, it seems like. But we're going to get some stuff planted, or try. I'm looking for the trowel, and we're trying to make this a family event. So we'll be back in a bit. Planting much this year. We planted one cherry tomato in that small bed. We've got a black Cherokee and a beefsteak in this bed. We're planting a crookneck squash in this bed, just one. And well, there's actually two, I think, that was in the one little cup. And then we're going to plant the bell pepper in a bucket. We've always done very well with bell peppers in buckets. But what else? We've got 3-year-old rabbit manure that we spread out on 2 of the beds. And I've got a bunch of professional grade growing mix left over from last year. We're going to use every bit of it. Some of it's going to go in here with the bell peppers, and some on these beds. These 2 that's got the rabbit manure will get the least. We'll put it over here with the cherry tomato where there's almost no fertilizer, but we're going to use it all. And then my wife is bringing compost. We're also going to put some compost in this bucket here. So we'll be back. Sorry about the wind. Happens every time we record outside. So last fall we bought hay for the chicken coop, but then we had somebody give us straw. They bought it for fall decorations. When winter hit, they were done with it. I had never turned down anything like that. I can make it work. So we went and picked it up. We used some of it through the winter in the coop, but mostly we used hay. So it's set up on the porch. But now that it's spring and we don't need the straw anywhere else, it's going into beds. So we've completely mulched these 3 beds with straw. And what's left, we're mulching this bed. We're going to try to get some in around the strawberries as well. So free mulch, free straw, and it's going to work well for our beds. And it'll rot and decay, and it'll feed next year's plants. We've never turned this soil once we built these beds. We only add to it. And every year it gets another layer of compost and straw, and does well. I wanted to show you this. This is one of the garlic that survived. It didn't get dug up last year. It survived the winter, and it done fairly well. It's not like a lot of professional garlic growers, or even people that know more than I do. But it's the first time we ever planted garlic, so I'm glad to get any. And this will go in breakfast tomorrow. So we're doing well. We're getting some stuff done. I'll bring you back in a little bit and show you what else we got going on. Hey guys, I wanted to show you that This is what it's all about. You want to wave, Raina? Riker, you want to wave?
Hi, Raina and Riker.
They're good help, guys. They're spreading mulch. They're good help. Just wanted to show you. Wrapping it up. We're getting ready to mow, and that's not a big deal. If you see the steps, I know they look, our deck's a mess. It won't be much longer. But we get all these ice cream buckets from my mother and father-in-law that they send scrap down for the chickens. And I don't throw away anything that has another use. So in the spring I set them out on the steps and they catch the water off of the roof, and I use that for water in the garden. So everything that we planted today got watered by rainwater that we caught in ice cream buckets. Raina is somewhere behind me. There she is. She is picking up all the weeds that we chopped down out of the topsoil that we had hauled in. It's actually hemlock, and I wanted to chop it before it turned to seed. So she's piling them up. We're gonna get rid of those as well. We used about 25 pounds of seed starter mix that was left over from a little over a year ago. We put it in the beds and then we did the mulch over it because seed starter mix is really light and the wind will just blow it away. So we put it down and then covered it with all this straw and this hay. We had a bale of hay. Really didn't want to use the hay for mulch, but I didn't really want to save it either. Didn't want to store it much longer. So we put the hay in the berry bed. So we used all the straw, all the hay, we used all the seed starter mix. Everything that was left over from last season went into our garden today. So, hey guys, if you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up, share this video around, and it really help us out if you hit the subscription button and ring that little bell. And we appreciate you guys coming along. We appreciate all the comments that you leave and all the questions you ask. I have a question for you. Is it too late to start a garden? You let me know what you think. Oh, by the way, it's 1st of June, first week of June, Southern Indiana. Godspeed, guys. Thanks a lot.